It's 6:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Several Hunter communities remain cut off by flood almost a week since the superstorm hit the region. Supplies will continue to be delivered by helicopter to Gilliston Heights, Hinton, Phoenix Park, Woodville, Duckenfield, Millers Forest, Nelsons Plains and Toryburn, along with isolated properties around Wallumbye and Laguna. Residents at Gilliston Heights can expect to remain stranded for another 2 days. However, boats can't be used to get across to Maitland as the water is too low, yet still too high for cars to drive safely through. Hunter SES Incident Controller Amanda Williamson has told NBN the weather in the next few days will determine how soon the floodwaters will recede.
If the weather stays relatively calm, that the floodwaters will recede, and we're expecting that those communities will remain isolated anywhere between 48 hours to 1 week in time.
Meanwhile, 22,000 homes and businesses are still without power. Yesterday, parts of Waihee, Anna Bay and Nelson Bay were reconnected. The focus today will be on Lemon Tree Passage. 14 schools are closed again in the Hunter today due to damage and flooding, mainly around Maitland and Raymond Terrace, but also in Lake Macquarie and Newcastle. All Hunter TAFE campuses are open today. Trains have resumed on the Hunter line between Maitland and Hamilton on a slightly different timetable, while buses are replacing trains between Maitland and Scone and also to Dungog. Fire crews are battling a blaze at a suspected bikie clubhouse at Bullaroo. Firefighters were called to Creek Reserve Road at 4:30 to find a fire inside a 40 by 40 metre tin shed. Police are also at the scene. A man is due to front court today accused of stealing and crashing a police car at Ashtonfield. An off-duty police officer witnessed an alleged domestic incident on South Seas Drive just before 10:30 yesterday morning, in which a woman suffered a cut to her hand. Police arrested the woman's partner, who was handcuffed and placed in the back seat of a police car, while the officers took details from the alleged victim. However, Constable Justin Hirano says the man climbed into the front seat and drove off while still handcuffed.
A short time later, he crashed the police vehicle into two parked cars and a carport. All three cars involved were extensively damaged, while the carport sustained minor damage. The man was not injured in the crash and was taken to Maitland Police Station before being taken to hospital for observation. He was later returned to Maitland Police Station and charged with 9 offences.
A man's been charged after he was allegedly caught at Nulkabar with a gun and drugs following a police chase. Officers searched the man's Holden Commodore last Friday night, allegedly finding a .22 calibre firearm with a scope and torch attached, along with ammunition, a quantity of drugs believed to be ice and cash. He's due to face Maitland local court today. And a young man is recovering in a Hunter hospital after coming down with a suspected case of meningococcal disease. Hunter New England Health says he's in a stable condition, with his close contacts given antibiotics. It's the second case of the potentially deadly disease so far this year. Updating sport, the Newcastle Knights' losses in the NRL now equal their wins, with the North Queensland Cowboys taking out their Anzac Day match 26 points to 24. The Hunter Stadium match saw the 4th defeat of the team and their 3rd on home soil for season 2015. Coach Rick Stone says there's been a clear difference in tactics.
I think the difference between the first 4 weeks and the last 4 weeks, we sort of competed a lot harder defensively, and we sort of made up for some of those sort of issues, in the first couple of weeks.
Meanwhile, 5 Knights players have earned call-ups for the City Country clash. Aku Awate, James McManus, Jared Mullen, Cade Snowden and Tarek Sims will line up for Country. Andrew Houle has taken Player of the Year for the Newcastle Jets 2014-15 season. Houle's 50th appearance for the club was seen during the Jets' season closer against the Brisbane Roar, with the Jets defeated 2-1 to take the A-League's wooden spoon. In the Northern New South Wales National Premier League, Edgeworth have conceded 4 goals to 1 in a clash against Broadmeadow Magic. Meanwhile, in the Women's Premier League, Thornton and Football Mid-North Coast tied 2-2 for round 7 at Taree Zone Field. 2 in your RFM News Time, 26 to 7.